In almost 1 year of using this cinema camera, my filmmaking abilities have grown a lot, and to be honest, 1 year ago I would have never thought I achieved this quality of filmmaking. And I think a lot of things that I learned about filmmaking are really because I used this camera, the Blackmagic Pocket 4K cinema camera. I went from a Sony a6600 that I got from a client that I was filming for to a full-on manual focus, manual settings cinema camera. I didn't have any autofocus or a flip out screen, but over time I learned to really appreciate this camera. I figured out how to shoot without autofocus, how to shoot without a flip out screen, and I learned like a lot of things while using this thing. And right here is also the first lesson I learned from this camera. With the Sony cam, I just set it up to where I was right in frame, and then I would just press record and I was in focus, the framing is right, and I could see myself with a flip out screen. But with this I had to really think about what I want to get in my shot and about the settings to make it as cinematic as possible. But eventually I just bought an app to control the camera, and I can even focus pull with it without any delay, which is really cool. I wouldn't recommend it to professionals though. This camera also taught me how to use manual settings, and yes, I also used manual settings on the Sony camera or any other camera that I have. But the thing is, with this camera I really had a deeper dive into the manual settings. One thing I also learned about this camera are native ISOs, which I also use the app for. And I learned about shutter angle, which is actually just shutter speed for smarter people. I still use shutter speed. And with all these manual settings that you see right here, I could also keep track of my exposure. But another thing that also helped me with that, and another thing I also learned from this camera, are the assist features like zebras, focus peaking, false color, and like a couple more things that helped me a lot with handling this camera. And after years I finally found out how to use that damn histogram. One other lesson and thing that also made my life easier is small rig. With this camera I really dove in the world of small rig and like big camera rigs and everything. It's like another way of making your camera really yours with any features you want without spending like a lot of money on another camera. It's like just customizing your own. And the last lesson, color grading. I used to always color grade the Rec 709 footage that I got out of the old Sony camera or like any other camera that I used. And even months after I bought this camera, my color grade was still bad. But I think I'm at a level of color grading now where I'm not necessarily a professional, like not at all. But like I know what I'm doing, I know how color spaces work and every technical aspect of color grading. But most importantly, I know how to enhance my image and make it pop with color grading instead of making it worse like I used to. And one bonus lesson, with this camera I learned one really important thing. And that is, there's always more to learn about filmmaking. Sometimes buying like a new product, a small rig thing, or like a new mic, or any gear that you buy to improve your image can also really improve your filmmaking knowledge. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.